The president is correct about the impeccability of the credentials and the depth and breadth of his experience in the criminal justice system, and probably also the respect that FBI agents will have for him. He's on the young side. He spent a lot of time in the Justice Department. Not at the FBI per se, but in the DOJ. Correct. Not only trying cases, but supervising cases, and in that capacity, inevitably interacted with both field agents, agents that are actually out in the field investigating, and their supervisors, many of whom are now holding, because he's been out of the Justice Department for 12 years, many of whom are now holding senior positions. There is a drawback here that I'm sure the Democrats will exploit, and that is Bridgegate, because Chris Wray was Chris Christie's lawyer during Bridgegate. And a lot of people felt he did a great job there, but that is going to open up that wound. What did Governor Christie know, and when did he know it? That, in my view, is irrelevant to his qualifications to be director of the FBI, but you can certainly expect it because the Democrats...
Because you see politics in this. By the way, Ray spent 2 years working under James Comey at the Justice Department, too.
Yes.
So he's got the real-life background, he's got the government background, and he certainly seems to have the intellect and the respect in the legal community.
This also indicates to me a little bit of a rift between the Justice Department and the White House, because this is not somebody that was interviewed by Jeff Sessions or Rod Rosenstein. This person was interviewed by the president, meaning all the people that the Attorney General and the Deputy Attorney General interviewed on a Saturday and a Sunday at the president's instructions. He was not in that list, and he was the last person the president...
Well, what do you make of that?
That the president decided to make this decision on his own, irrespective of what his team at the Justice Department
advised. Judge, do you know him personally, and what's he like?
I don't know him personally. I know his reputation, and I know of him. I'm sure we met at some point because we both had careers in New Jersey at the same time. His reputation as a lawyer is excellent. The law firm at which he has practiced since he left the Justice Department, King & Spalding, is one of the finest law firms in the country. It produced Griffin Bell, who was Jimmy Carter's Attorney General, a very commendable, neutral, serious law enforcement.
Judge, what I wonder, too, just on your one point on Chris Christie as a client, if Chris Christie calls me up, and this is a private attorney, and Chris Christie goes, I need a good lawyer, I'm going to go to him. I'm going to choose him. What? It doesn't reflect on the client or the position or the.
Agreed. But tell that to the Democrats in the Senate. I'm sure they're salivating over all the Bridgegate stuff right now because they're going to throw it at him. He'll deflect it
and say, "Hey, that's between me and my client."
Correct, but it'll be generated yet again.
Famously, when he was looking for the Secretary of State, Donald Trump apparently asked everybody, "Hey, got any ideas for Secretary of State?" And it was Condoleezza Rice and Mr. Gates who suggested Rex Tillerson, which was kind of a crazy choice.
It seemed
unorthodox, but it ended up
being great. It turned out to be fantastic. So here's my question. Do you think there's a possibility he was asking everybody, including Chris Christie, hey, who should be the FBI director? And then Chris Christie said, I got a great guy for you.
Yes, and from my personal encounters with the president-elect and the president, in both of his capacities, this is the way he is. He goes with his instinct. When he sees something that he wants and likes and knows it, he stops the search, he makes the decision, and he moves on. He had this interview. What's today? Wednesday? He had this interview yesterday, and he made the decision right there.
And that's when it was pointed out that Sean Spicer said there is no leading contender for this position.
Sean probably just didn't want to steal the president's thunder. I think they probably knew what they were going to do.
Yeah, that would be problematic. I think we know. Now, you just mentioned before, could this underlying tensions that are rumored to be between the Attorney General and the President?
I hope not.
But do you think they're real?
Yes. I do think they're real. I have great respect for Jeff Sessions. I now think it was a mistake for him to recuse himself.
Really?
You do?
Why?
Yes, I do. I don't think that taking him out of the biggest investigation in the post-Watergate era was warranted, because he forgot that he had 1 or 2 meetings with the Russian ambassador. And you can undo a recusal. The Attorney General could decide today, I'm not going to recuse myself. This is such a hot potato that I have to handle.
Reports show that President Trump was upset with him for recusing himself.
I don't blame the president.
According to these reports, latest reports, that he said, I'll step down, and the president has said no.
Before he left for his trip, Ainsley, he evidently told the president, do you want me to resign? Because I resign. The president says, no, I don't want you to resign. Well, but yesterday, Sean Spicer would not confirm, would not say the president has ultimate confidence in Attorney General Sessions.
I hope that our reading into Sean Spicer's answer yesterday,
which was a non-answer,
is erroneous.
Right.
Because
Sean,
it would be very, very bad for everything happening on Capitol Hill now if Jeff Sessions were to resign.
Sean Spicer said, we haven't talked about it. I haven't talked about it with the president. But then Charles Krauthammer last night said, the last time Sean Spicer said that, it was about Comey, and then Comey was fired 2 days later.
Right. So we don't know which way it's going to go. But the Attorney General serves at the president's pleasure.
And they are buddies. He was the first established lawmaker involved in President Trump's campaign.
Yes.
And that I just think it's a normal
loyalty
tension between people under a lot of stress.
What do you make of the timing? Today, the president announces he's got a new FBI nominee. Tomorrow, the former FBI director, who he fired, is going to be testifying.
I think
the
timing politically is brilliant. If it was timed intentionally, it may have just been because he made up his mind yesterday when he had that interview. It may have been looking forward to tomorrow. This will take a little bit of the wind out of the sails of what's going to happen later today when the intelligence heads and Andrew McCabe, the acting director of the FBI, testify, and tomorrow when former director Jim Comey testifies. You're going to see a different Jim Comey.
Well, let me ask you, are we going to see a different Andrew McCabe knowing he's no longer in contention?
Probably, Brian. Probably. He probably learned that he's no longer in contention the way we learned 5 minutes ago with the president's tweet.
And he's on the record saying that there was nobody trying to obstruct justice.
He is.
Or stopping this investigation.
Guaranteed he'll be asked about that in 2 hours.
If there are some Republicans that you are looking forward to hearing from more than others tomorrow with Comey, between Cotton, Rubio, Cornyn, Burr, who do you think that really Rubio, I don't know if I said Rubio, who do you think is more primed to ask the more penetrating questions or the most interesting line of questions?
I think Senator Cotton is a very serious lawyer, graduate of Harvard Law School, as well as his well-known career in the military. And I don't think he's going to hold back. But you're going to see a different Jim Comey. You're going to see a chastened, fact-centered witness, not an FBI director lecturing the country and the committee on the laws. He's not going to make judgments. He's not going to make legal conclusions. He's going to say what he heard, what he said, what he saw, and what he thought.